All right, let's get into the midday market recap. Kind of went over a couple of things this morning pre-market. We wanted to get back into, let's look at the SPY real quick. That's kind of the big focus right now just because of the overall market. If we can grab the market direction, then hey, we're doing pretty good. Tell me what you guys think the SPY is going to do. Is it going to continue to roll over, develop more weakness, or is it going to actually get bought up like it has been? So I'm always curious to know everybody else's thoughts. We talked about this area being the gap fill earlier. Okay, gap fill comes down, we get buyers, it gets popped right back up. Now, what we said was going to be a resistance. First of all, if it gets above this line, the 440, we can start looking at possibly it being a trend change and making a move up. Now, it still has to beat some stuff, but that would be a good indication. It has to continue to make a move and do certain things, but we'll get to that when the time comes. No sense to worry about spilled milk. Okay, it's got to get above 440 first. Now, if we did mention that if it went ahead and got bought right up off this level, we said, hey, look, this is the scenario. We have a reversal pattern here, top bottom of the reversal pattern, and then we said the 50% is going to be rejected, also coinciding with this 180-day moving average. And it sure did that. We got the dip buy down at the gap fill. It moved sideways. We mentioned it might have to put in a little flag here before making a move up. It couldn't hold it, and we get the sell back off. So this is actually showing quite a bit of weakness in the SPY. We were more short bias, sell the rip instead of buy the dip, is what I said this morning. And so we definitely have some weakness. So the scenario is, are we actually going to sit here and hold this level and then make a recovery and then take off to the races? Or are we going to sit here and build some momentum, build a little energy, create what we would call that tricky old bear flag for a move lower? Okay, and so that's kind of what we're paying attention. We're just wanting to check it out each and every day, get an idea of what's happening. But it looks like at this point we're building on maybe a little bit of energy for continued lower prices, which isn't a bad thing. It just means stuff's a little cheaper. We could buy at, more shares at a cheaper price. We mentioned this, yesterday, and it holding the gap fill. Now, what we also mentioned today is you didn't want to be a buyer where there are sellers at, or be a seller where there are buyers at. And so we mentioned, hey, down here on the second blue line, that's going to be the area that you'd want to take a trade if you were going to get into this thing. Okay, so that was the dip buy down there. And then clear up here, I wouldn't have been a short seller anywhere else. All the way up here, if it kind of faded, built a pattern, and then decided to take a move to the upside, this is where I would get short. We didn't know if it was going to hold a base here first thing in the morning, and so what we were saying is if it can make it up to this price point, this is where you'd want to be a seller at. I don't think it was going to get through that very easy. And then we mentioned this is where you would want to be a buyer at. I'll link that other video in the description box or at the end of the video so you guys could check that out. Now, DKNG, we did like a midday market recap just because this thing looked like it was going to try to recover. Out of most of the stocks today, it just some of them didn't really have the potential. But what we did is we talked about this green level being a dip buy for DKNG. And if we look at it, there we go, on the daily chart. On the daily chart, it was coming right into that 180-day moving average. Also, a great line of support down there. And so on a smaller time frame, we were on the 10-minute. We saw that it could possibly be putting in higher lows, which is kind of attractive. Now, we mentioned that it needs to get above this level right here and then put in another pivot. So it needs to poke through, put in another pivot, and then continue. Well, it had a lot more bullish pressure than anticipated, making a move up. We did say that this area right here would act as a resistance, blue moving average. The prior support would turn into a resistance. It really didn't even quite make it all the way up to that gray line that we painted on the chart. But what happened is we continue to sell off. We get underneath that pivot level, okay, underneath the pivot level, and we find us just getting rejected, making lower highs, and continuing to sell off. So there was no trend reversal at that point. We want to pay attention to pivots. When we get a pivot or a double bottom or a triple bottom, the point is even if it's an equal low, when it makes a move up, we want to see it put in a higher low. And that way you can tell the trend is changing. Just like it's doing on the SPY right now, the trend is changing, the pattern is breaking. Hence why we are short bias, more so than we are long bias. Now, again, if the information is useful, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you can be updated when we do come out with new content. And then I'm curious, are we crashing? Are we going to continue to get a sell-off? Or are we going to go ahead and get a buy the dip crowd showing back up to push this market a little higher? I'll catch you guys tomorrow.